Hey everyone, welcome back to Easy Minimalism for Busy Moms with Jody and Linnea. As we get into the fall, lots of us are beginning to think about the upcoming holidays. Jody and I wanted to share a special episode from our archives that we believe will help you as you begin to make plans. If you're navigating the usual holiday chaos and you're looking for ways to simplify, this episode is a perfect fit, and we think you'll find some great takeaways to help you stress less and enjoy more this season. So let's dive in. In today's episode, we'll be talking about minimalism and your holiday schedule. So the holiday season can sometimes pack a bundle of stress. With travel, family politics, and panicking over a packed schedule, it can become a lot. For some people, as they get close to November and December, they actually start to get a feeling of dread because their schedule just gets packed on with additional activities, expectations, and requirements. So what are some tips that you have in order to make sure that the holiday season is simple, peaceful, and fun?
Sit down with your family and talk about what's important as a family to celebrate the holidays together. What's most meaningful? Is it spending quality time together? Is it staying at home because you're always running around like crazy? Or is it getting out of the home because you're always home and you want to do something fun and exciting? Is it an experience together, or is it just quiet things like baking and watching movies? So getting clear on that so that when you're filling up your schedule, or not filling it all the way up, that you can make it match the goals you have as a family. So if your goal is to not have stress, then don't pack your schedule so full that you don't have any downtime.
Absolutely.
And I would highly suggest trying out time blocking or scheduling if you haven't. And don't forget to put in things like personal time, like your personal time for yourself, where you recharge yourself, whatever that looks like. Even if it's only like 20 minutes a day, that sometimes is more than enough to just clear your head and reset yourself. But I just know for me, if I try to do all the things and pack it all in, I get cranky and stressed out. And then my kids, all they want is for me to be happy and to spend time together with them.
Right.
So guarding against that at the beginning, because there are so many things that are going to be available at the holiday season, plays and shows and activities and parties. You're going to have tons of invites, and sometimes you just have to know what the most important thing is to you so that you are okay saying no to the things that don't match up with what your family wants.
Absolutely. It's important to think about writing like a mission statement for the holidays for your family. Maybe sitting down, just you by yourself, or you and your spouse, or you and your kids, or the whole family, and talking about like what they liked from previous years and what you want to do again, or what you want to cut out.
Right.
And then everything that comes across your email or text about an activity that you can do, you have to like look at the mission statement and see if it fits in there or not.
Right.
That's helped me a ton in life to prevent decision fatigue and to prevent having to have continual family meetings about what we are or not going to do.
Right.
It is so easy to sign up for too much. I do that all the time to myself.
Yeah.
I will maybe go through a season where I have less on my calendar. And what do? I fill up the next month like to the brim and just hoping that something gets canceled.
Right.
And also like scheduling times in your calendar to just be together with nothing going on.
Right.
And that can be really important. Scheduling times to kind of do some prep work for that. So you're kind of done with your like chores and activities so that you can be together.
Right.
Because nothing is worse to like ruin family time than like a cranky mom or cranky kids or cranky dad, because you're exhausted. You have other things you need to be doing.
Yeah.
You feel like pulled in too many directions and you can't really be present.
Oh, yeah. Absolutely.
So like protecting that time.
Yes.
Like scheduling time. Okay, I'm going to go get groceries and then we're going to have family time.
Right.
Like groceries, put everything away, make a quick dinner, and then family time.
Right.
And not let anything else encroach on that.
Yeah.
Can be great.
Right. Well, and I understand that like sometimes the things you want to do just happen to be like back to back.
Yeah.
Family thing that you're not, someone else is in control of scheduling the date and a concert because your kid is in band and they're in a concert. So sometimes it just happens. So when you have things that are scheduled back to back and you really can't help it, using time blocking and prepping the night before is huge. My whole world changed when I started doing this. If I have somewhere to go early in the morning and I know I'm going to be gone all day and it's going to be like that 2 or 3 days in a row, if I just take 5 minutes at night right before I go to bed, pick out my clothes, pick out the earrings I'm going to wear, make sure that like the socks and the shoes and the belt, like every piece of what I need to do, set out my contacts, all of those steps, decide ahead of time, what am I going to have for breakfast? Do I need to plan out for lunch? What am I taking with me, and have everything ready, because in the morning, I don't move very fast and I can't make decisions very fast. And I waste so much time in the morning if I'm trying to make all those decisions and I'm still like waking up.
Right.
So prepping the night before helps me a ton. It helps with my kids too. Instead of them, like if we're going to some family Christmas event and they need a certain, outfit, pants that don't have holes in them or whatever. I hate that whole thing. 5 minutes before we go out the door, I don't have anything to wear. It's not clean. So making sure like the night before, or even if it is like a big event like that, a few days ahead, just making sure that the laundry's done. Because if you're busy, you might be behind on laundry, and that's just the last thing you want is, that extra last minute stress. So,
oh, absolutely.
Yeah. So I just feel like there's so many things if you just think ahead a little bit.
Yeah.
And just kind of space out some of those things that you can. So not everything is at the last minute. I've even made cookies ahead of time and put them in the freezer.
Yep.
Because I knew I had a thing coming up in like 2 weeks and I was going to be really busy. So I had a free day. Let's do that. Then that's taken care of for that family gathering that's in 2 weeks.
Right. Yeah, I think it's a great idea to look at your calendar for the holidays. And that can really start early November. Because with Thanksgiving and various other holidays in that season, and just map it all out. Like when my kids were in preschool, they would always have a preschool concert. So there's one day right there.
Yeah.
And so all that kind of activities, if there's recitals, things that your kid has been prepping for without you really being part of it. Those are things that it's good to go to and support them. But just block off that day. And, maybe there's 2 activities like that a week and that's all you're going to do. Or maybe 2 activities like that for the whole month and that's it.
Right.
And so kind of creating time in the stuff for like, I need to do it.
Yeah.
And then picking a couple of want things.
Yeah.
And if you map out your calendar ahead of time, you'll see like, oh, we're really busy this week. We probably shouldn't have anyone over that week.
Right.
Or, oh, I have a work event. So I'm going to need to kind of plan ahead for that.
Yep.
And so looking at it ahead of time, the whole holiday season as one big chunk can really help to see if you're overbooking yourself.
Yeah. Right. And maybe you know yourself. I laugh because I know myself, but sometimes I lie to myself.
Yeah.
Oh, I'll be fine. I can do it.
I can do it. Yep.
And then every time, why did I do this to myself?
Yeah. I wish I hadn't signed up for this.
So really like being honest with yourself.
Yeah.
Okay. We have 3 big events in a row. I'm going to make sure the day before those 3 days, or maybe 2 days before and 2 days after, have nothing on them.
Yeah.
I'm going to just make sure, even if I get an invite, something that I really want to go to, I know that I won't care. If I'm tired, I won't care anymore.
Right.
So be honest with yourself.
Yeah. Yep. Being honest and realistic with your schedule and making sure that your schedule is bringing you joy and peace.
Yes.
And not stress and expectation and requirements and guilt and frustration. And another topic, work parties and work events, write those in too. So if you work out of the house and you're expected to go to like an ugly sweater party, maybe ask friends or put out on social media a little bit if you could borrow an ugly sweater and then you can give it back. You're not making that investment, going shopping for it, and then having to store it in your house.
Right.
Maybe it's not on the same day as your friend's ugly sweater party, and so you can both use it.
Right. I've even just made one, like,
oh yeah,
like super tacky. I mean, that's the whole point,
that's the whole point. Yeah,
it was just a plain sweater, and I added like Christmas tree ornaments. I pinned them on. It was so silly, but I was like, whatever, some string of lights,
Yeah, it works.
Yep.
Yeah. Also, with work events or other types of events, sometimes they ask you to bring stuff like a potluck. And so one easy way to make that simple is to sign up for something that is shelf stable.
Yes.
Sign up to bring the crackers or whatever. And that way you can buy it ahead of time and then it's there waiting for you instead of something fresh that takes a lot of work, which of course somebody has to bring that stuff. But maybe if you're in a season of your life where you're really busy with kids,
Maybe that somebody isn't you this year.
Right.
Maybe that somebody will be you when your kids are out of the house. You know, to lower your expectations on yourself. Sign up for the easy stuff this year.
I wish that we were having this conversation about 10 years ago.
Yeah.
Because I remember one year my kids were all like babies and toddlers, and I had 4 kids all 1 year apart. So it was like mass chaos for a while there. And for some reason, I was going to this party. It wasn't like a family party. It was just like our friends. So it was just adults, no kids. And I decided to... Have you ever seen those Christmas trees where you get the like styrofoam thing and then you buy like broccoli and tomatoes and you stick them on with toothpicks to look like a Christmas tree, and the top is like a piece of pineapple cut like a star.
Yeah.
So like this elaborate, I thought, oh, this would be so cool. And I remember we were like late running out the door. The babysitter was just arriving and like I was trying to give instructions and I still wasn't done. And we were late. And, oh my gosh, it was so stressful. I'm like, why did I do this? Nobody cares.
Nobody cares. Right?
Oh, man.
It's all great in theory when we're signing up for it, but I think that's the point is like before you are into it, make a plan for yourself. What are you going to sign up for and what's required in the things that you're signing up for? This isn't about not having fun. This isn't about not going to activities that you want to go to. And it's not about not bringing what you want to bring.
Yes.
But it's just fitting it in to your whole life.
Right.
To make sure this thing you did is going to like be a blessing to your life and not a stressor.
Right.
So that we can get through the holidays with low stress and maintaining our financial budget.
Right. Yeah. One of the things I've trained myself to ask myself when thinking about something like that, for instance, that, creating something elaborate that looks cute, I ask myself realistically, how much time is it going to take me to do this or make this thing? And is it worth the exchange of the joy that I'll get from it?
Yeah.
Because a lot of time, or the joy you get even from making it. So sometimes it is.
Sometimes it is.
Sometimes it's perfect. But if I'm like, because I don't like cooking, so that's just the example that always comes up for me. Yeah. If I'm trying to do something in the kitchen and I hate it the whole time, and nobody else really cares, then I just spent like 4 hours in the kitchen and...
Right.
So I'm like, no, that is not a worthy exchange in my mind. It's not worth it to me. So I'll pick something else, a craft that I can do with my kids together with my kids.
Yeah. Yeah. And also the money that it takes to buy the supplies.
Right.
So the money that you have to invest to buy the stuff and then the time that it takes, is that going to be a good exchange of the value you get from it, your return on investment? Sometimes it is. I enjoy baking. I really enjoy crafting. So sometimes it is for me.
Right.
But other things I'm like, oh, that wasn't necessarily a good exchange for me. I probably won't do that again.
Right.
Because we don't want to get into January and feel like the holidays are something that we have to recover from.
Yes.
Physically, mentally, emotionally, clutter in your house, as well as financially. We want it to be something that's like, wow, we made really great memories with our family. And I'm going to enjoy looking back on pictures or videos or memories. Instead, a lot of times we hit January and we feel like, wow, we made it through that. Take down all the decorations, throw everything away.
Right.
I need to go on a diet. I'm never going to spend anything again. I'm going to purge everything in my house.
Yeah.
We don't want it to be something that you have to recover from.
Right. Something that you will come to dread the following year.
Right. So when thinking back on your previous holidays, maybe make a list of stuff that brought you joy or was neutral or brought you the opposite of joy.
Right.
And then decide what's going to work for your family. Like if driving around and looking at neighborhoods of Christmas lights, which, we have amazing displays here for free, was a wonderful thing for your family? Or was it like little kids crying in the car seat because they didn't want to do it and they can't see? Maybe it's for a different year in the future. So just anything really could be amazing for one family and really hard for another family.
Yeah.
And it's all about the season and the stage of life you're in. For example, making beeswax candles with a 2-year-old is not going to work. Making beeswax candles with the teenagers is probably going to be pretty interesting and fun.
Yeah.
So it's all about being realistic about the season that you're in and not comparing yourself to other people, but also setting boundaries for your family and not letting other people's ideas and expectations for your family come in. Setting nice, kind boundaries of like, this is what is going to work for our family this year.
Right.
But also communicating that in an extremely like kind and loving way
Right.
can be so helpful.
And without guilt.
Yep.
I know for me and a lot of my friends that I've talked to, that there's that mom guilt thing that can just about everything. It creeps in.
Yep.
So if you see someone else doing a certain holiday activity, if you see lots of other people doing it and posting about it online, and you just don't feel like it's right for you, don't feel like you're denying your children or neglecting them or something. Don't let that guilt come in there.
Yeah.
Because like you said, you're protecting what is important to you guys. And that's the most important thing.
Right.
It's not trying to just fit into what other people are doing.
Right.
Your kids will be fine if they don't do that other thing. Even if they find out their friends do it and you don't, it's okay. Every family is different.
Mm-hmm.
And they will be so much happier with you being a calm mom and having quality time or whatever's important to you than they would if you just fit into what everyone else was doing, but nobody was happy in the process.
Right. Because there are so many activities. So many. You could probably fill up the whole winter with different activities. And it's impossible to do everything that everybody does, you know? I mean, maybe one year you go cross-country skiing and another year you do a horse-drawn carriage in the winter. There's so many things out there.
Right.
But to do them all every year, it gets to be real expensive and it takes up a lot of time. And then it makes the season go quickly.
Yeah.
And in this blur.
This is a great time to mention our upcoming January Declutter event. We will be holding a 4-week Facebook event that has been designed to help you reach your minimalist goals. We will provide you with all the tools and the structure that you need to be successful in this event. You will receive a 70-plus page workbook and be part of a private Facebook group for connection and accountability. In addition, you will have access to 2 months free in our membership community for continued support in maintenance mode. Don't miss this event. We are going to have so much fun providing you with the guidance through daily tasks, tips, prizes, and coaching. Registration is now open at our website, and we would love to have you join us.
And that's a wrap for today's episode about minimalism and your holiday schedule. We hope you enjoyed this topic and found a few tips that might help you on your journey.
We want to extend a heartfelt thank you to our amazing listeners for tuning in. Your support and curiosity are what keeps us going. For more tools and resources to help you on your journey toward a simpler life, visit our website, www.123minimize.com. If you found today's episode valuable, don't forget to subscribe to this podcast so you never miss an opportunity to explore new ideas and perspectives. And if you're inclined, leave us a review, which helps to spread the word to others who might enjoy the journey too. As always, feel free to connect with us on Facebook or Instagram to share your thoughts, suggestions, or just to say hi. Until next time, stay motivated. Take care.